Enzo, congratulations, a huge victory, a huge moment. How do you feel?
Yeah, very proud, very happy for the players. What a moment, Club World Cup. We won this competition and we are very, very happy.
How did it feel to lift the trophy there, surrounded by your coaching staff, surrounded by your friends?
No, yeah, it's been a lovely journey, through all the season. In this competition, we went, group stage and then another game, another one. And today, I think the performance was top against a top opposite.
Do you want to talk about how much work that goes in from the coaching side, from the players to produce a result like this?
Yeah, anyway, we tried. I think we won the game in the first 10 minutes. We said, our intention, we start very good. We were playing very good, and then it's difficult to continue for 95 minutes with this, condition. But also tactically, I think, calling that position helps a lot. So we are very happy.
Incredible, Chelsea. Incredible. What a story. Are we now feeling the Maresca effect? Chelsea didn't just win the FIFA Club World title for the second time. They did it in style. They told the world to sit down and put us through a football masterclass. It was beyond a story. It was a statement, a declaration, a resurrection. I've been looking at this story, and I'm the guy who look at what's going on in our world of sports and find ways to, use it to inspire and motivate. And that's what I want to do with this Chelsea's victory at the FIFA Club World Cup. It's easy for everyone to come out now, scream, shout, praise. But if you look properly, there lies a deeper story that Chelsea told the world with this FIFA Club World Cup victory. Don't forget, they're just coming off being champions of the Europa Conference League. So they needed to sustain that momentum. And I love the way, the way they did it. I told you, and I'm serious, I've looked at it over and over again. It tells a deeper story, one that transcends football. And if you take a look at it, it's one that mirrors the struggle, the perseverance, and the quiet, unshakable hope that exists in every human life. That's irrespective of what you're going through. Well, let's not forget. Let's not act like we don't know where Chelsea is coming from with all of the struggles, after the ownership problem with Abramovich and how the club was taken from him and all of the financial struggles. And today, Chelsea are world champions. What a story. It was a club in transition with everything they've been through. People in waiting, the fans were mocked, they were ridiculed. There was a time Chelsea fans were wondering, can they make the top four? Now, when Maresca came, it was a topsy-turvy ride. But I want to tell you an inspiring, motivational story that Chelsea is telling the world through football. Just 2 years before, Chelsea were written off. Yeah, a club that has spent heavily, cycled through managers and struggled for stability. Indeed, they did struggle. The media mocked. Rival fans laughed at them. But their fans waited, hoping, believing that someday everything will turn around. And yet, they did one good thing. That's what other clubs should go look at the Chelsea model. They rebuilt. They didn't just stay there where life dumped them. They rebuilt. Not overnight. It wasn't easy, but patiently, continuous hard work with young players like Cole Palmer, often overlooked by the other giants, now emerging as a new leader of football. Don't forget, it was the Manchester City reject. That's the story. With a new coach, Enzo Maresca, stepping in, not with arrogance, Just see, I kept listening to him and he said, look, we're just trying to get through this phase. We're a club in transition. We hope that we get, out of it. He wasn't arrogant in that way, but he had a vision. Brick by brick, they reassembled the identity. And while they were doing it, some fans became impatient. Of course, fans like to win. That's their bragging rights. I'm sure club owners also were asking questions, but brick by brick, Chelsea kept building. And that's where we are. That's where the lesson begins. They lost games. They were ridiculed. They got criticized. But you know what? They didn't stop. So whenever life throws something at you, particularly when you're in transition, when you have a vision, when you set a goal, when you know where you are going to, all sorts will be thrown at you. Don't quit. Don't give up. Don't look at people. Don't get distracted. Stay focused. Don't quit. That's the story of Chelsea, a club in transition, a people in waiting. The fans arguably were the most loyal from last year. And today they are singing and dancing. And you see, there's something we always forget as humans that this Chelsea story is telling us: the fear of starting again. But you see, there is power, big power in starting again. And that's what Chelsea did. We faced, seasons of chaos, failed examinations, broken relationships, layoffs, shattered dreams. Like Chelsea, you may be told you're no longer relevant, that your time has passed, that this isn't 2012 when you ruled the world, when you had a great Didier Drogba, when you had a good team. They must have said all of those things to Chelsea also. No, particularly in London, I'm sure Arsenal fans were saying to them, it's all over, Chelsea, this is our time. But Chelsea's rise reminds us, and this is very, very important, that your past is not your ceiling. That's what this Chelsea story is telling us. Your past is not your ceiling. The lowest moments can be the foundation for your greatest victories. Chelsea didn't rush. Don't rush. One step at a time, brick by brick, keep building. They rebuilt. Didn't they rebuild? Now you see, the same way Chelsea rebuilt, you can also rebuild. And it is what it is. When you rebuild it, it's a painful process, but you must focus. You must pay attention to details. You must document important lessons learned from your past, from your mistakes, from your failures. It will hurt you, but hey, you're going somewhere. That's what Chelsea did. The power of starting again, guys. I was still in the mood, yeah, because I looked at this Chelsea team and where they're coming from, the ridicule, the pull down, the jabs. The world champions today. And there's another important lesson. One game, one moment, one life. Very, very important, guys. One game, one moment, one life. One game, define your game, Go hard or go home. Know your game, and understand the rules of how you're going to play that game. Create your moment. And when it comes, take it and live the life you want. It is what it is. I think that's what Chelsea did. When the new owner came, aside putting money, I listened to him and I could tell that he knew where he was going with the team. There was a club philosophy in place. He was results oriented. And I think it passed it down because that's what leadership does, Let's talk about Cole Palmer. When I look at his story and how the world is celebrating Cole Palmer, now there's so much inspiration and motivation in there. That was a guy that was once deemed a surplus to requirement at Manchester City. Surplus to requirement. What are we doing with him? He's young and they've got better players. Let him go. But on that final day in New Jersey at the MetLife Stadium, he scored 2 fantastic goals. Actually showed the world the true meaning of calm and composure. Scored 2 goals and provided an assist for Pedro. What a player, Cole Palmer. Look, so smooth. The second goal, if you go watch it again. 2 slight dummies, like he wants to shoot. And it will break any defense. And the guy will just slot the ball. He scores goals like he's making a pass. Crazy, Cole Palmer. And I'm sure when Manchester City deemed him surplus to requirement, a lot of persons would have looked like, it's done. Maybe we end up in one mid-table team or something. Chelsea gave him a chance. One game, one moment, one life. And I'm sure when he got to Chelsea, I would take this chance. And today the world knows Cole Palmer, arguably the smoothest footballer at the moment. He's so smooth on the ball. He's a smooth operator, and he doesn't stress himself. He just plays football so admirably, I love this Chelsea story. Guys, I can go on and on and on like I'm giving a sermon, because it was beyond a win for Chelsea. It was beyond football. It has a deeper story that can inspire you, one that is telling you when life puts you down, get back up. You have to get back up. Yeah, it's very important. And you know another important lesson from this Chelsea's win, it wasn't even about individual brilliance. Yes, I can go on and on about Cole Palmer, João Pedro, and their contributions at the FIFA Club World Cup. But it was about coordination. It was about teamwork, trust, and being there for one another. Very, very important, particularly with football as a team sport, you know. And that's why I want to stay close to Enzo Maresca. Watch him closely and let's see what he's doing with this Chelsea team, because now they're beginning to play like a proper team, like a team that, look, an army that is going to war. They understand the mission. They have what it takes to go out there to fight and win. That's what Chelsea is showing us, and it's very, very important. The players were covering for each other. They were you hardly see a loosed ball in that game against Chelsea, and that's why for halftime they were done with against PSG. For halftime they were done, you know, covering up the loose spaces. They were running into spaces, you know, they were making minimal errors. They played like a team on a mission, coordination, unity of purpose. You know, very, very important, guys. Whatever team you are in, ensure that it is one that is solid, particularly because of the sort of contribution that you're bringing to it. Very, very important. And the coach believing in youth, believed in young players. He said, look, I can build with this team. He talked about the rebuilding process. Very, very important. You know, it wasn't just about his objective. It's about the players understanding that this guy is on a mission, is going somewhere, and we can help him, you know, get to that destination. You know, it was a squad that trusted the process. I like it so much, you know, because they saw where they were coming from, and they were like, no, we have to change it. Chelsea took their destiny into their own hands, and today the world is celebrating them. You know, and we can bring it back to life. I told you Chelsea's victory transcends beyond football. It has deeper meanings that can inspire and motivate human lives. Life, too, isn't meant to be done alone. I see people trying to just do it alone. Look for role models. Build a team. You can't do it alone, but understand that team. Trust that team. Contribute to that team. Very, very important. Surround yourself with people who lift you, who encourage you, who push you positively, who tell you well done, who celebrate your small wins. That's the story Chelsea is telling us with this FIFA Club World Cup victory, and I'm so loving it. I have mentors, coaches who will guide you, who will make you see your vision in plain sight, who will correct you, who will give you guidance. Let me end this way with this Chelsea's win. You know, they lifted a trophy, and ultimately in life, that's what we're chasing, you know, how to just win. And yeah, if you stay focused, if you believe in yourself, if you keep pushing towards the goal, you'll win. And it's as simple as that. So whether you're chasing a dream, healing from a loss, or climbing out of your own personal relegation zone, let Chelsea's journey remind you of these words. Guys, don't forget that the world belongs to those who keep going. Oh, after what happened to them, they would have, we can't compete anymore. We are not the Chelsea the world used to know. And then that would just destroy their faith. No, let yourself be reminded that the world belongs to those who keep going. Your redemption arc may be one brave step away. Just when you want to quit, now stop, reflect, take one brave step, and you might just get to that redemption arc. It's very important to note that glory doesn't come to those who always win. It comes to those who never quit. That's deep, right? Glory doesn't come to those who always win. It comes to those who never quit. Guys, you see, there's just something about you keep going, keep pushing, standing when the world is throwing things at you, when it's shaky, you just stand. Glory doesn't come to those who always win. It comes to those who never quit. And you know what? Just like Chelsea that didn't quit, you too, I'm talking to you, yes, you too can lift your trophy. I'll see you around again. That's it.